It's Rebekah again, the Student Activities Coordinator, and this week I'm going to talk to you about clubs and organizations as well as community service. It's the last of our 3 live session series, so I'll be sad to leave you at the end of this live session, but we're always available to answer your questions. Before I get started, I just wanted to remind you all that we would love to have your questions, so write in the comments whatever you wanted to know, and we'll reply to you when we see them. So to get started, I'm just going to give you a little bit of an overview about clubs and organizations. We have 20 active clubs and organizations during the fall semester. There's a little bit of everything. Different clubs are different sizes, and there are study abroads that join also on a semester-to-semester basis, so it's always a good way to get to know people from around the U.S. and around the world. Board members are the people who are in charge of these clubs and organizations, and generally they're degree-seeking students because they can invest really in making the clubs better. So I wanted to let you know about some of the amazing activities that our clubs have organized in the past and upcoming club events. Our club members have been working tirelessly all summer long to organize activities for our fall semester, so it's always good to be on top of everything and get your ideas into the department for approval as soon as possible. That's why we already know some of the activities going on this fall. One of the activities that the Women's Leadership Initiative did last spring, which I thought was amazing, was a panel about gender inequality in the workplace. 3 women from 3 different sectors of work came in. They were 3 different ages, so there were a wide variety of experiences. They talked to us about what it's like to be a woman in the workplace, and afterwards there was a workshop to help us really realize some of the difficulties that women sometimes face in the workplace. So that was one of the most memorable events from the spring semester. We also have the International Relations Society. They always have different ambassadors or consulate workers, very important people in politics come and speak to the university. We're really excited because we're going to have the first female ambassador from the UK to Italy come and speak to us in October. So you can stay tuned for more information about that. Definitely a unique opportunity that our board members from International Relations Society are able to give us. We also have a pretty new club, the Chess Club. It's pretty cool because our president, Daniela, is the Italian champion of chess. So by joining this club, you get tutored by one of the world's top chess players. So that's a really awesome and unique opportunity as well. Another really popular club that we have is the MUN Society, so Model United Nations. They travel all around the world. Most recently, they were in South Korea at a conference there. So if you are at all interested in that sort of activity, they have tons of opportunities. Additionally, they also host Model United Nations. They had a group of about 100 Italian, mostly Italian students come in the spring to do a high school Model UN. So that was an amazing opportunity for JCU to get other students, potential students interested in the university, as well as connect them with like-minded younger individuals. We also have a very active art history club. So probably a lot of you are really excited to participate in all sorts of artistic opportunities here in Rome. It has there are so many different museums, archaeological sites, and that's probably one of the reasons why our art history club is so active. They go and see exhibits together. They've helped out with exhibits as well. So if you want more information about that, definitely get involved with them. We also have culture clubs. For example, the Chinese Culture Club. I remember for Chinese New Year's, they had an amazing event where they did calligraphy, they had Chinese food, they explained a little bit about the cultures and the traditions of Chinese New Year. So if you have any ideas too of a club that you'd like to start, we're definitely open to hearing about your ideas. There's a procedure. You can talk to our director, and she's happy to help you wade through all the technicalities of starting a new club. So, but we already have 20, so probably there's something that's interesting to you. I just wanted to remind you that if you have any questions, feel free to write in, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Back to the other clubs and organizations that we have. We are also very theatrical. We have the Performing Arts Company. It's led by one of the professors here at John Cabot University, Gabby Ford. She's the director, so she picks the plays, the performances that we do each semester. One cool thing that they usually do is a musical for the Thanksgiving dinner. I didn't mention it earlier. It is one of our activities that I plan, but it's also in collaboration with the Performing Arts Company. So you can definitely get involved by performing, but you can also do behind the scenes if you're interested in learning how to do lighting or producing, that sort of thing. You can also get involved with Professor Ford. Auditions will take place the first week of classes, and you can get more information about that from our department during orientation. I will probably have handouts of that in the Tiber Cafe at the Activities and Trips table, so you can definitely come and see me and I'll give you more information. Additionally, we also have a theater society. The difference between the Performing Arts Company and the Theater Society is that the Theater Society is run entirely by students, whereas the Performing Arts Company is run by a professor. So if you're looking to have even more responsibility, the Theater Society could be more up your alley. We also have a choir, so if you like to sing or you want to learn how to sing, definitely we like all levels in our choir. The director, Paige Short, is very enthusiastic and patient, so if you don't know how to sing, don't worry, she'll definitely bring you up to speed. If you would like to musically accompany the choir, I'm sure Paige will have a place for you. She's always looking for some musical accompaniment so that they don't have to sing a cappella. So definitely you can get involved that way as well if you don't like to sing but do like to play an instrument. We do have a student group that is a band. They're really new. They haven't performed yet. So if you're interested, we also have that group as well that are musically inclined. In the spring, the Theater Society had their annual event, and it was an awesome 80s prom. It was really an event. It wasn't just a performance, but it was interactive as well. There was food and games and a lot of fun. So it's pretty varied kind of artistic opportunity that they have. I see a couple new people have started to watch, so I just wanted to remind you, we're talking about clubs and organizations and community service. I'm explaining a little bit about the clubs and the different activities that they provide. So if you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the comments, and I will answer them. So back to clubs and organizations. I forgot to mention how you could sign up to be a part of them. I can't believe I forgot to tell you guys about this. So during orientation, all of the clubs and organizations will have their own booths at the evening events. So if you go to, for example, the luau night, make sure you keep an eye out for the clubs and organizations tables. You can get information about the type of activities, how often they meet, and sign up for their mailing lists. So that's a good way to get involved and get more information. Sign up during the barbecue. It's on Saturday. The clubs and organizations will also have their booths open for sign-ups for the mailing list and to give you more information about the specific activities during that barbecue. It's I think from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m., so all lunchtime long. So you have plenty of time on Saturday to do that as well. Finally, we also have the Interfaith Initiative. It's a little bit different than our clubs and organizations because instead of being student-run, it actually has a board of faculty and staff, and the topics are always religiously related. We have different people from different faiths come and discuss different topics, and the board members of this initiative are always really interested in finding out what topics you want to learn more about. So if you have any ideas, you can definitely email them or talk to the staff and faculty involved, and they'll find a specific speaker or create a panel discussion that'll address the topics that you're interested in. We also have two service-related clubs, Grassroots and Stand. Grassroots does a lot of cleanup and lets us know how to be more environmentally friendly. I know they've already scheduled a Trastevere neighborhood cleanup. Trastevere is the neighborhood that John Cabot is located in, just in case you didn't know yet. So it's a good way to get to know the neighborhood a little bit better and really take responsibility for making the area that John Cabot is in better, cleaner. Yeah. So if you want to get involved in that sort of club that helps the environment and gives you a little bit of the community service, that is a great place to start. Stand, on the other hand, is focused on mostly helping the refugees. So besides their weekly meetings, they fundraise for the refugee center. One thing that they do, which is pretty amazing, is they collect at the end of every semester used textbooks, and then we sell them at the beginning of every semester at half price, when the proceeds go to buying things for the refugee center. Most recently, we bought them a dishwasher. So totally practical things that we can do to make lives of the refugees better. Every Friday, they go to the refugee center and they have hands-on service there. sometimes it's things like building a bookshelf or things like teaching English or Italian or other languages that you may speak. So really it's a very varied opportunity, but always directed towards helping out the refugees. So I guess I'll take this opportunity to switch gears and talk a little bit about the community service program. Just as a reminder for any new people who have logged on and are watching, if you have any questions about clubs or if you have any questions about community service, just write them, and as soon as I see them, I will let you know what the answer is. So we have a lot of different opportunities besides the ones I discussed about the Trastevere cleanup and the refugee center through our community service program. So some options are very flexible. For example, La Ronda is food distribution to the needy. In the mornings, we do 2 breakfasts a week. So you can distribute food. It's always nice to see and help these people that maybe are discarded by the rest of society. So that is in the morning for breakfast. We also have regularly scheduled English lessons at Casa Internazionale delle Donne. And you can teach English there, and these two are very flexible. You can show up once or you can show up every single time. The only thing that we request is that you RSVP. You ask, how do I RSVP? Well, if you come and see me during orientation at the activities and trips table, at lunch at the Tyber Cafe, you can sign up for the mailing list. When you sign up for the mailing list, every Monday you'll receive an email with a list of all of the activities or classroom experiences that there are for the week. Just reply to that email and let my colleague know which activities you wanted to participate in. For example, teaching English is pretty flexible. We don't really have a maximum number of people who can participate in that. The more the merrier in that case. But it's always good to know if you're coming, so if you're not there perfectly on time, we'll wait a few minutes and make sure you don't miss the group that's going over together. We also have more structured, serious time commitments. Because you're degree-seeking students and you're here all year, they may be a little bit more something that you're interested in. Most of these are working with both children and adults with physical and intellectual disabilities. So since you will be required to work with Italian speakers, both the staff and the students or children or adults that you're helping, you do need to speak some Italian. You don't need to be fluent, but a little bit of Italian is helpful and mandatory just so that the activity runs smoother. If you're interested in any of these activities in general, definitely the other thing that I would suggest is on Saturday of orientation, there will be a community service workshop where you can find out more information about the specific activities and what you'll be doing in each of them, as well as learn more about the time commitment. My colleague Julia will answer all of your questions and explain everything in more detail there. So once again, that's on Saturday afternoon. It's during the barbecue, and it'll be in GK11. So right next to the barbecue, just pop over for an hour, and then you can pop back to the barbecue and keep listening to music and meeting new friends there as well. Another activity that we do is blood donation. My colleague who organizes all of these community service activities told me today that there is a huge need in Rome for blood donations. If you want to donate blood and there's not a blood donation in the near future, you can contact Julia and she will definitely help you out and take you to the location for blood donation, even if there's no other person going. It's definitely a huge need, so if you've never done it before, you can definitely do that here. What else? We also have another flexible option for the community service is another food distribution, but it's an evening one. That's once a week at Sant'Egidio. So it's a soup kitchen, an evening of food distribution, and it's the same as La Ronda, so helping out the less fortunate in our neighborhood. All of these opportunities are a good way to get to know the neighborhood better and invest in this city and this neighborhood that you'll be living in for the next 3 or 4 years. So it's definitely a good way to get involved. So we also have a certificate program with a community service. If you do 15 hours of community service and 2 classroom experiences during the semester, you'll get a certificate at the end. Classroom experiences are workshops or conferences that take place that are not in the field. We already have 3 confirmed classroom experiences for our fall 2017 schedule. They are with local organizations in the humanitarian field, Civico Zero, We World, and Foxiv. So 2 of them are evening activities and 1 is an all-day event. In addition, we'll have at least 2 more classroom experiences, so depending on your schedule, you can pick whichever one works best for you. So if you want more information about that, again, I would definitely go to the community service workshop during orientation on the Saturday of orientation, and you can ask all of your questions to my colleague then.